World Soldier here, and I'm back to talk about Season 1 of The Bad Batch, Episode 3, and my thoughts on it. Now, it was an okay episode. The Bad Batch, I would have preferred if we didn't see them in this episode. I would have preferred if we concentrated on Crosshair, because his story is actually getting very interesting. I didn't like The Bad Batch in this episode. It just felt like when we go back to them, we're literally just wasting time when we should be concentrating on Crosshair in this entire episode. So that's my biggest problem with this episode is I think the Bad Batch should have taken a break and it should have just been concentrated on Crosshair. But other than that, it was a great episode. There's not really any problems I can pick out. I'm still liking Omega's character, and I'm still enjoying, the relationship between her and Hunter. And this story is starting to show what the Empire is turning into. We're getting a little bit of a view of why stormtroopers are why they are, and it's because of Crosshair, I think. But yeah, altogether, it was a great episode, and yeah, I'm actually enjoying this. It's fun to watch Star Wars and not want to punch someone in the face when they go woke, because I did hear about this stupid thing on Twitter about the clones are being whitewashed. It's like, please, just please. I mean, these clones and the guy who fucking voices the clones have been around for nearly 10 years, and now you have a problem with it. Get the fuck out of here, you sad fucks. It's a fucking show. Everybody else can enjoy it, but you're trying to say it's whitewashing? Please. Fucking grow up, you bloody stupid fucks. My god. Anything we get that's actually good, and some SJW cunt wants to destroy it because, well, it's a way for them to get some clout on Twitter. Oh, they're whitewashing. Fuck off. Just actually fuck off. If you think Disney are going to listen to you, you're a fucking idiot. This show is the only fucking thing right now that's not pissing people off with Star Wars. So, just shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, I had to get it off my chest because it was so fucking ridiculous to hear that. Fucking whitewashing. It's a cartoon show, you fucking morons. Anyway, let's get into spoilers now. So, the show starts off. I am going to just do the Bad Batch just quick because, again, I wasn't really interested in their story. I was more interested in what Crosshair was doing. So, the quick version is the ship crashes on a planet. An alien dog steals a part of the ship. Hunter and Omega have to find the creature that's taken the device from the ship. Hunter gets injured, so Omega then has to follow the creature into the hole on her own. She pretty much tricks the creature into giving the part over to her, and she gets out safely. And then Hunter makes sure she's fine. She gets the part back. They head back to the ship, and then Wrecker makes Omega a room for herself because apparently there's not a lot of space in the ship, so she hasn't had a room to sleep in. She just sleeps on the floor, but Wrecker's made some bedroom for her in the cannon at the back spot. And that's how their story ends. But I also liked in their story, they're at least admitting they're missing Crosshair, and I think that's great because they are brothers, pretty much more closer to each other than they are to the other clones. So I really can't wait for when they pretty much have to fight Crosshair. And then Omega mentions the Hibia chip, and the fact that it's not really Crosshair's fault. He's been forced to do this because of the chip. So yeah, it was great to see that. But that's their story. I'm getting onto what I want to talk about, and that's Crosshair and the Empire. Now, what was so interesting about this story is you're starting to see clones being replaced by normal humans. And it's all from this new character. I forgot his name, but he says the program is called War Mantle. That's the program where they're going to start recruiting normal humans, and he's brought on like elite squad from the Clone Wars of normal humans who are going to be a new team that's going to be headed by Crosshair. Now, when you in the same scene, you start to see the Kaminoans trying to argue with, Tarkin that, listen, you already have great soldiers. They're the fucking clones. And again, it's too quick. It's way too quick for them to have a squad ready. And now, this is pretty much what these clones are going to turn to stormtroopers soon. I have no doubt about that. But I think it's way too fast for them to be recruiting humans right now. I think that should be like 2 years away. But if they're going to do it, it was interesting to see. And you did see the disrespect of one of these new troopers. He doesn't really trust the clones. He kind of has something wrong with him. Not something wrong with him, but I don't know. I think he had a chip on his shoulder or something because he was a bit of a dick through most of the episode. So Tarkin pretty much explains that they want to get rid of the clone, troopers because they cost too much, and he sees it as more of a cheaper army. So we are seeing that ridiculous stuff come back, and I've said in my first review, it's stupid to have a cheap army. If you have a great army already, you don't just cheapen it because save money, because you need those soldiers. And you're also starting to see the Kaminoans. They are getting worried now. They are getting very worried because they're starting to see that they're becoming a danger to the Empire, and the Empire is starting to see them as irrelevant. And they know when they're seen as irrelevant, the Empire is going to probably take control of Kamino, or see them as a threat. So we're starting to see the uprising from the Kaminoans happening. But we also find out from the Kaminoans they're making some sort of new clone. And I think that's probably going to be a Force-sensitive clone. That's what I think is going to happen. Because it's the only thing I could see that the Empire would consider buying clones again. Because, we all know it's going to fail, and we all know Stormtroopers are going to be the replacement. But it is interesting to see what the Kaminoans are doing to try and prove that they're still relevant to the Empire. And that is very interesting. So Tarkin makes this new squad go to Alderaan to fight Guerrera's forces. This scene was amazing, to see the squad attack the camp. And just to see that these ain't clones, these are definitely stormtroopers fighting. They pretty much kill everybody. And then when a transport tries to escape, one of them snipes the pilot and it crashes. And then Crosshair questions one of the last remaining one of the resistance members. She pretty much does the normal thing. I'm not going to tell you anything. And he just shoots her. And I love this scene because it shows that, this is the stormtroopers now. These ain't the clones. They're not going to waste time with you. And he shoots her. And then he questions the civilians. And I loved this scene is when Crosshair says they're useless and says you got to kill them. One of this new squad, the guy who's been an arsehole most of the fucking episode, he says they're soldiers, they don't murder people. And I thought that was really interesting to see the humans are trying to, refuse orders. It's like they don't do that, not murderers. But Crosshair tells them, you have to do as you're told, you follow orders. And then he shoots that clone, which pretty much shows you that this is probably how the stormtroopers were made the way they were. It probably was the clones with their Jango Fett DNA saying you have to be ruthless, you have to kill people. And that's pretty much mixed into these clones and their training. And that's why we have, the stormtroopers being what they are, which was evil. And that was a really good scene. And to see pretty much Tarkin, when they come back, admit that the program is good and he'll keep a close eye on it. But apparently he's left the Kaminoans now. He's left the other guy in charge of the whole operation. He's made him an admiral. And so, I think we're going to see more stormtroopers now. And we're going to see more of what the Kaminoans are going to pretty much try to do to prove that they are still useful to the Empire. So really good episode. I'm loving the Empire type scenes. Yeah, can't wait for next week's episode. And that's the end of my review. If you like this video, give it a like. If you dislike this video, give it a dislike. And do think about subscribing if you like my content. Hail the Phantom Menace, long live CG, and fuck SJWs. Bye.